streaming live to my YouTube channel, although it's private. Okay, good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry, 5:32 in the afternoon, 8/23/2016. I'm going to do a quick review, which I do every single day. This basically just primes me for tomorrow and how my day went in general as a trading day. So, we basically open gap up. Market is open gap up. We have yesterday's value area, low value area. We have yesterday's value area high here at 42 and value area low at 1308 marked out. That's what I do first. Secondary, I mark out prior closing balance and I mark out the opening balance, the 1 hour opening balance. Check and check. So what I'm looking for today is for the market to, because we're open gapped, my main hypothesis is for the market to sustain out of 42 and continue upwards by breaking back into opening balance, protecting 56 and starting to walk its way back up to 64 and above the initial balance high. That's my first hypo. Excuse me. My secondary hypo is the market is not able to push back into 56. So we trade up, we test it, we're just not able to get back into it, and we test down this balance again and potentially lower lows on the day. That's my secondary hypo. And my third hypo is we also have, well, my third hypo is just chop around between these two balances. So it's something I'm looking forward to also. But first hypo is protection of the closing balance, gap close, and then a continued in the gap by taking up 56 and jumping above the opening balance. Secondary hypo is we're not able to take out 56 and the market pushes back for 36, 33, which I will be targeting, and lower prices. Secondary hypo. Third hypo is the market basically chops around above prior day's value and essentially just stays in balance. Excuse me. But something else I want to point out that I've noticed and now which I also mark out is I mark out the market when it's in a larger balance, and what I'll show myself here is the market has broken out of a gap down here and we've been trading in a balance up here. So what I did is I've been essentially dragging this value area out as each day moves ahead until we move directionally one way. As you can see, value area high held on Friday. Market just could not push back into it. On Monday we opened up essentially at the value area low at 84, and we traded all the way to the other side. It was a trend day up because the market was basically or essentially maintaining its integrity on its value area low. Then I drag it out another day and it gives us an overall balance of 48 and an overall lower balance of 86. So today I'm looking for the market to, if it's going to continue its gap, stay above 48 and continue upwards. That's also in my hypo. I'm looking to be long, but I want the market to sustain above 42 and above 48 for it's an essential part of its up move because we're opening out of balance. Now, what I'm also looking for, we broke out of that trend line, but that doesn't matter too much, is for the market to not be able to break out of 48 and go lower, which I've already seen this day. I know exactly what happens. I traded it very well. It went exactly as planned. I couldn't have asked for a better day. And we will begin. Actually, I'm not going to replay it. I just want to review it by dragging it across. It just works easier for me. So I had stepped into the morning I stepped into the morning when we were trading the closing balance, so I was not able to take a position right away. I had just woken up and I didn't feel that I would be willing to maintain a stable conscious of what's really taking place. I knew that I wanted to be long, and I knew that the market needed to go back into the opening balance and trade inside of it for higher prices, or I would be looking for failure there and price to get back under 48 and not be able to get out. And that's exactly what it did. I believe I was short on both of them. Oh, the day's already over and I can't go back into it. I need to leave those open so I can review the trades. Oh well. Did it fail? Did I fail here? Yeah, I did. It's not open. Reports, statistics, orders, daily fills. Let's see, 23. Yes, let's view it. I did a total sell day. I sold 50, 51, and also 43. Is that all? Oh, that was the end of the day. What the heck? They have the times all messed up. What? That's a silly thing. Okay, so the market did balance here. This is a good launching balance for the market to push out and try for its opening balance, and it did. I also leave. So I had planned to not trade my initial plans of my 7 to 8 balance, but I found that this 7 to 8 balance, with its original idea, is that if we are not able to get above 58 and we have some kind of balance in here, likely I'm targeting the closing balance. Worked like a charm. I mean, I'm getting used to trading that also. So you can see the market balance is under the value area low of the opening balance. The market essentially tries to push in, touches the point of control, and falls out of the balance. And then we try one more time. We're not able to break in that time. I got short right here. I believe I sold 53, 52. As we fell down on its face, I sold into this little move back up. Also, I want to point out that this happens to be that balance there. The market pushed under it, could not get back above this balance, fell down, could not get back above the balance, fell down, and then bounces here before it starts to push back towards the closing balance. And that was my secondary hypo. This trade worked perfectly. I did have one small error. My small error was I need to get out of my full position at the balance. Because it's going to likely bounce, and if it doesn't bounce, the market is more than likely to bounce here and try for 48, basically try to get back out, and before it starts to roll down on its face. I ended up getting out of my secondary position, I believe 42. That wasn't a good trade at all. That upset me a little bit. It's not upset me, but it was an error. I should get out of my whole position as we test into that balance, unless the market pushes through it swiftly and then starts to go lower, which is on a common day would be news, not these slow active days. These days have been lackluster a little bit. I also want to point out that I only look to trade after locations are touched, like the value area low of the opening balance, value area high of the opening balance. Also the point of control. I trade the closing balance, and I trade value area high red, value area green low, which is down here. And if we're in a larger balance, I'm paying attention to that number, and I will also be paying attention to 86, which it can change, so I do not mark them. It doesn't do me any well because it will change. As you can see here, it changed. So now it's 1290 I have to pay attention to. And this is just all essential trading tools, because traders are just a bunch of tools to help them decipher what price action is doing and how it takes place. So I'm going to walk forward here. I noticed that the market is balancing, no quick rejection, large volume coming in. We did push back into it, and then we tried right here, and I was waiting for this market to try higher, but we had put in a lower low. So that told me something. That told me something, that this price level is not as strong as it could be. Hey, that looks like a car. This price level is not that strong anymore. We have one test, two test, three test, and then we're bouncing. Also, we put in a lower low. Oh, it was 34, and we put in a lower low at 33. This was 33. I want to change that because I need to know these things on the fly. Where is it? There it is. So there. Oh, wow! I even circled it. That's funny. I circled it on accident. Market put in 34, the first push. I did not want to see failure here. I got short. I got my fills. Then I was looking for the market to essentially push back up because I am looking long here. I could scalp this, although I was waiting for the pressure to build, and then I waited for failure here at 48. We touched it to the tick. Market pushed around on 42, and we fell inside. I got short right away, and I was targeting 34, which happened to be the low. It's not 34, it was 33. I don't know why that was moved, and I sure don't know why. We have a weak bottom here, and then also I noticed this right here at 24, that it just built a small base there that seemed weak, and I scaled one position into this balance because I wanted to hedge risk, and I held the other one through a little bit of chop. Market pushed inside of it, was not able to take out 36 again, and fell down and took out right down to 24, and we actually ended up pushing down to this opening balance down there, which is my 7 a.m. opening balance. Look at that, right to it. And that's today. It was a beautiful trading day. The market performed very well. And that is it. That's my review. I want to drag out the new profile because now the value area high has now changed to 60, and the value area low is now 90. And I will be prepped for tomorrow morning. My prep is simple. I just drag out my closing balance, and that's that. Oh, and I change my value area. So the value area low of today is 33. The value area high coincides with the 60. Look at that, right to it, right to 60. And and that's it. Catch myself tomorrow.